Let's get one thing straight. No NFL team made a bigger jump at quarterback this offseason than the Las Vegas Raiders. More and more analysts are starting to agree. Bringing in Gino Smith might be the smartest move the Raiders have made in years. Now, sure, critics used to point fingers, saying Gino threw too many interceptions or missed on key third downs. But here's what they often ignored. He was working with a weak offensive line, always under pressure, yet still managed to make top-level throws. Now, imagine what he can do with real protection. Even with all those challenges over the last 2 seasons, Gino was still one of the most accurate passers in the NFL. He's great with play action, knows how to get the ball out fast, and stays cool even when defenders are closing in. That's what sets him apart. And here's the exciting part for Raider Nation. He's finally walking into a system that fits his style. If the Raiders stick to a strong run game and design quick play-action passes, they could unlock the best version of Geno Smith we've ever seen. This isn't just a comeback. This could be a breakout season on a whole new level. For years, Geno played in systems that didn't fully support him. The run game wasn't reliable, the offense lacked balance, and the offensive line gave up too much pressure. But now, things are changing in Las Vegas. This new offense is expected to focus on the run game. And that's key. Because the more the Raiders can run the ball, the less pressure Geno has to carry everything alone. And when he's protected and supported, his best skills come out. He can throw with accuracy, scan defenses calmly, and hit targets all over the field. Short, deep, left, right. That's why some experts believe Geno could play like a top 10 quarterback again, especially in this new balanced Raiders offense. But here's what makes it even more interesting. The Raiders now have an offensive play caller with a college background. He's mixing pro-style football with creative tricks, motion plays, smart formations, and mismatches that confuse defenses. The wide receivers may not be the flashiest in the league, but this scheme is being designed to create space, win matchups, and keep defenses guessing. If everything clicks, the blocking, the running, the smart play calling, the Raiders won't just have decent QB play, they could have one of the league's most dangerous offenses. Geno Smith won't have to carry the load alone in Las Vegas, and that could change everything. This time, the Raiders are building smart. They're giving him what every quarterback dreams of: a balanced offense, a stronger run game, and a young offensive line that's ready to grow and prove themselves. This isn't about adding 1 or 2 big names. It's about creating a full system that helps Geno do what he does best: read defenses, call out protections, and throw the ball with accuracy. And one name you'll want to remember? Rookie running back Ashton Jeanty. He's talented, no doubt, but he won't shine alone. He'll need help from that young O-line. If they hold up and the run game starts clicking, Geno will be in easier situations more often. That means fewer risky throws, fewer forced passes, and more smooth, steady drives. But let's be real. One issue still hangs in the air: how Geno handles pressure, especially near the end zone. Last season in Seattle, some of his biggest mistakes came when he tried to do too much, forcing passes that weren't there. But this time, with a reliable run game and a smarter system, Geno won't have to force it. He can play calm, trust the structure, and avoid those costly red zone errors. If the Raiders stick to this plan, protect Geno, run the ball, and stay balanced, this offense could quietly become one of the most efficient in the NFL. Now let's talk about something just as important: energy. That's what sets the Raiders' leadership apart right now. Even though their head coach is one of the most experienced in the league, he leads with passion, moving, motivating, and connecting like a younger man. He's not just giving speeches, he's teaching, especially on defense. And players, they don't just respect him, they believe in him. That kind of trust can change everything on a team. Because here's the truth: offense gets all the attention, but it's the defense that's been holding this team back. The AFC West is no joke. Even if the Raiders improve on offense, the road to the playoffs still runs through Mahomes, Herbert, and maybe even a reborn Denver team. So if the Raiders' defense can't step up, none of it will matter. There's hope, yes. But there's also pressure. The secondary still has question marks. The pass rush needs to be more consistent. The coaches know this, And that's why their high-energy leadership isn't just a nice extra, it's a must. As for rookie Ashton Jeanty, his biggest test won't be about strength or speed. It'll be about adjusting to the NFL's pace, pressure, and smarter defenses. In college, he could break plays wide open, but in the pros, those chances vanish fast. Talent helps, but it's not enough. The Raiders don't need to be perfect, but if they can grow on offense and let the defense step up when it matters most, this could be the season they shock everyone. If the Raiders want success in 2025, it all starts with one key group, the offensive line. For rookie running back Ashton Jeanty to shine, for Gino Smith to stay calm and find his rhythm, for this whole offense to work, it has to begin up front. And that's where Jackson Powers Johnson comes in. He's now locked in at center, and he's more than just another lineman. He flashed potential last season. Now it's time to lead, to be consistent, to own the trenches. Jeanty has speed, vision, and power. But even the best running backs can't do anything without space. And Gino, no matter how accurate he is, he can't throw darts if he's running for his life every snap. This line doesn't just need to survive, it needs to take over. Let's be honest, the AFC West is brutal. The Chiefs, Chargers, and Broncos aren't just fighting for wins. They're chasing playoff dreams too. So, the Raiders aren't just trying to improve. They're trying to survive in the NFL's toughest neighborhood. Some fans might hope for 10 or 11 wins, and that's great. But here's the real talk. Even 8 or 9 wins could keep them in the playoff picture. One surprise win, one lucky bounce, and suddenly, the Raiders are in the hunt. That's what this season is really about. Small margins, big moments. And if the Raiders get hot at the right time, don't be shocked if they crash the postseason party. Right now, while cameras chase drama across the league, the Raiders are quietly preparing a different kind of story. No hype, no headlines, just grit, growth, and urgency. They don't have time to relive old glories. The future is right in front of them. Training camp is just around the corner. The schedule is tough, one of the hardest in the league, and every day in Vegas feels less like celebration, more like a challenge. This season isn't about past legends or feel-good interviews. It's about this team right now. Can the Raiders finally become a full, balanced unit? Can the offense and defense step up together? Can the leadership inside that locker room turn into real wins on the field? These are the questions fans are asking, and the only answers that matter will come from what happens between the lines this fall. Building a winning team in the NFL doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes help from people you'll never hear about on the news. That's exactly where the Raiders are right now. Not chasing headlines, but laying the foundation. This isn't about viral highlights or bold predictions. It's about the coaches staying late into the night, rookies pushing through tough first practices, and veterans leading with quiet strength in the locker room. It's about the scouts, the trainers, the position coaches, everyone doing their part. Because in the AFC West, talent isn't enough. You need culture, a no shortcuts, all-in, team-first mindset, where every detail matters. And here's the truth fans don't always see. While the outside world argues over stats and rankings, the Raiders are focused on what really builds a football team: trust, effort, and execution. If they keep building brick by brick, day by day, snap by snap, this team won't just be competitive, they'll be dangerous. There's a new feeling inside the Raiders building, and anyone who knows football can sense it. You see it in how the young players carry themselves at practice. You hear it in the coaches' voices during drills. You feel it in the quiet confidence of veterans, guys who've seen both failure and flashes of greatness. The Raiders aren't just preparing for a season. They're trying to build something that lasts. And that kind of shift doesn't happen from speeches. It comes from real commitment, not just on the field, but in every corner of the organization. From nutrition to film study, from lifting weights to learning schemes, the little things are starting to stack up. Because it's in those moments, the ones no one talks about, where true culture is born. Las Vegas has tried shortcuts before. This time, they're going the hard way, the right way. And as kickoff gets closer, that energy inside the building, the focus, the hunger, the belief, might just be the Raiders' greatest weapon of all. The Raiders might not be a finished product yet, but they're also not lost in the dark. Every move they've made in this rebuild feels intentional, from the new coaches to the way they've reshaped the depth chart. There's a plan, and it's starting to show. Look closely at how they've built the roster. Young players are being developed, not rushed. Veterans are being valued for their leadership, not just what they do on Sundays. It's a smart balance, old school toughness mixed with new school creativity. And when you walk through the Raiders facility today, it's not just about trying to survive in the AFC West anymore. It's about building something that lasts. There's no confusion about who they want to be: tough, smart, disciplined, an offense that gets creative, a defense that finally knows how to finish games. The best part? This time, it's not just talk. You can feel it. The shift is real. The players feel it. The coaches feel it. And now, even the rest of the league is starting to take notice. If this foundation holds strong, this could be the season the Raiders stop rebuilding and start becoming a serious threat. The bond between a football team and its fans, it's not just about winning games. It's about effort, identity, and being real. And that's exactly what the Las Vegas Raiders are beginning to show. After years of ups and downs, bad decisions, short-lived hope, and moments that faded too fast, something finally feels different, not perfect, but real. The players are locked in. The coaches are all on the same page. And Raider Nation, they're watching closely, hoping this is the version of the team that finally reflects their heart and loyalty. Because what matters now isn't what the media says. It's what the Raiders prove on the field, in the hard moments, under pressure. When they're down on the scoreboard, when it's 3rd and long, when the season is hanging by a thread, this team still has a long way to go. But if they keep showing heart, discipline, and hunger, they won't just earn respect. They'll earn belief. The kind of belief Raider Nation has been waiting way too long to feel again. Football doesn't save lives, but for millions of fans, it gives them something just as powerful: escape. For just a few hours on a Sunday, Raider Nation gets to let go. The stress of work, the bills, the chaos of life, all of it fades away. For that 1 hour, it's just about the game, the team, the fight, and that unshakable belief that anything is possible, even when the odds say otherwise. That's the magic of being a fan. It's not about how important football is. It's about how deeply it connects to your life. And that's exactly why what the Raiders are building matters. Because when this team shows grit, growth, and heart, when they refuse to back down, they reflect the same strength their fans carry every day. It's not just football. It's a feeling. It's a bond. It's that moment of pride that stays with you long after the final whistle blows. And if the Raiders can give their fans that feeling this season, then they've already won something bigger than any scoreboard. For some people, Raiders football isn't just a game. It's a lifeline. Every snap, every long drive, every 4th down stand. It's a chance to step away from the noise of the world and focus on something pure, something that matters, something they believe in: the silver and black, the roar of the crowd, the fire in your chest when your team refuses to fold. That's the real power of football, not just the final score, but the escape it gives, a moment of peace, a shared rhythm, a connection between thousands of strangers all hoping for the same thing: hope, pride, and one more win. In 2025, that's what the Raiders are fighting for. Not just numbers on a stat sheet, but real connection with the people who ride with them every single week. That's why effort matters. That's why heart matters. Because for so many fans, this team isn't just entertainment. What keeps a team going when the spotlight fades and the crowd goes quiet? For the Raiders, it's not about fame or fortune. It's something much deeper: the drive to prove they belong. In the NFL, it's easy to bring energy when the stadium is full and the cameras are rolling. But real greatness is built in the quiet moments, in early mornings, tough choices, and the kind of hard work no one ever sees. That's where this Raiders team is finding itself. Not through big headlines, but through sweat, setbacks, and small wins that never make it to the highlight reel. This group isn't chasing attention. They're working to earn something bigger: trust, from their teammates, from their coaches, from Raider Nation. Because at the end of the day, it's not about proving critics wrong, It's about building something real, something that stands strong in December because of what was earned in July. They know this journey isn't easy, but that's exactly why they keep showing up, every single day, with focus, fire, and belief. The NFL doesn't follow a script, and neither do the Raiders. Every Sunday brings something unexpected. A backup becomes a hero. A game flips in the final minute. A team that everyone doubted refuses to quit. That's football. That's real. And for Las Vegas, that kind of chaos, it's not scary. It's opportunity. They know every snap is a chance to shift the story. Every game is a battle of will. And in this league, the line between glory and heartbreak is razor thin. That's why this team isn't waiting for perfect conditions. They're not making excuses. They're leaning into the grind. Whether it's a primetime showdown or a cold weather scrap in December, they show up the same way. Ready, focused, all in. In a league where legends are made in moments no one sees coming, the Raiders are showing up for every moment. No script, no shortcuts, just a team hungry to prove that, on any field, on any night, they belong.